Welcome to the Unclehack Podcast, where dudes pretty much just talk dude shit.
And we are back with another episode of the Unclehack Podcast, where bad takes are the best takes. Upcoming stand-up dates this weekend, September 24th. We are in Vancouver, British Columbia. That is going to be a lovely show. You're not going to want to miss it, folks. You're not going to want to miss it. We're going to be out in Vancouver. Head on out. October 1st, we're in Minneapolis, Minnesota for our first ever date in America. October 29th in Calgary, Alberta for another Danger Room. November 12th in Edmonton for another Danger Room. December 3rd, our first Texas date. I will be announcing some other ones here right away. We got some other stuff popping up as time carries on, as it does. Thank you for tuning in for another episode. We have some fun stuff to talk about. Not so much a political episode. You know what? Politics is fun, isn't it? We get ourselves wrapped up in it quite often. I find myself getting angry at things I don't entirely understand at times, and I think that's a vast majority of the public. You know, I like to sit back and look at the conspiracy side of things, like, why is this happening? There's always a deeper truth to what a headline will tell you. And as one thing proved itself is with the Emergency Act that was invoked on the trucker convoy. It came out, it looks like the files have been leaked. And it looks like the fellas over at Diagolon were the ones behind this whole time. Those sneaky dogs. They got Big Trudy to push the big red button. A fake country that exists online, full of memesters and little pranksters, fooled the government into stealing your freedom and invoking what I would say is a very extreme measure for a protest that was outside of his little congregation of retards. You know, I don't align myself with a political party, and I'd like to make that very clear. Because I don't trust any of them. You know, I have more trust in a drunk sitting at a dive bar in some fucking shitty rundown hotel, in a hotel that doesn't even rent out rooms anymore, but the tavern is the only thing keeping the lights on around there. You know, you get a good alcoholic, he'll tell you things that have more truth behind it than a politician ever will. Is some alcoholic in a small town that kind of gave up at the ripe age of 62 and then just started drinking his pension away, because what else are you going to do? You know, what else are you going to do? So I've taken a little time to reflect and look deep inside. No, I'm kidding. I'm not about to go hippie on you today. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy, pal. But, yes, it has come out that it all stemmed from the Canadian Anti-Hate Network. That these hate experts know everything there is to know about hate. And they would write articles because they're funded by other news organizations, which are funded by the Canadian government. And then these documents have been released of these documents were released stating that the government ignored all law enforcement's deep dive into Diagolon on whether or not they're a far-right accelerationist or extremist group. And now the government has to look like a bunch of silly willies because the RCMP looked at them and they're like, no, this isn't a hate group. What are you guys talking about? And they still ran with it. They're like, you know, and that's how you end up with clips like that moron that was like, and honk honk isn't an acronym for Hail Hitler. And says this inside the House of Commons, because that's what we're dealing with here, folks. You thought that, you know when you get on site and you always look at the one guy and be like, yeah, this is about as far as you're going to get, you know? This is the comparison that I'm going to have so that way we all can understand together is there's always a guy on site that you look at and you're like, you know, this is about as good as it's ever going to get. It's never going to get any farther than this. A laborer at best, you know, it might jump job site to job site because the brain just doesn't quite function. That's who we elect these days. You know, it's just pathological liars that are narcissistic and just really self-empowering in a way, as if like their path in life is somehow more righteous than yours because they are serving the public. Meanwhile, it's like for their own good, it seems like, you know, there's no qualities of these humans that you look at and you're like, you know what? They're really killing it out there. It just, once you fucking really listen to the words that they say and the crowds that they pander to, you start to understand a little bit more. And even with the Emergency Act being invoked on people who just wanted their voices heard and to understand that the information was just kind of, I don't know, whatever they wanted to hear. So it made it easier for them to be like, listen, there's Nazis out here. There's Nazis out here. There's Nazis everywhere. And if you watch the last episode, you know, if you listen to the last episode, which I apologize, I had a minor mishap with the audio version being uploaded. I thought it was scheduled for a specific time, but it was not. So my apologies. Guess what? You get 2 this week. What a treat. Isn't that something? Plus it's free. Come on, guys. Throw me a fucking bone here. All right. The Patreon members get a bitch. That's who gets the bitch. Where's the podcast? Oh, I don't know. Oh, I'm joking. We take this very serious around here. We're joking. I'm just being an asshole. You know, it's like when the boss fucks up, it's somebody else's fault. It's never his fault. But like I'm saying, these morons pander to these groups, kind of like what I do, you know? Kind of like, well, not really. I'm just kind of, I don't know if I pander. I'm still trying to figure out if I do. Maybe there's like some subjects. In the beginning, I did. I definitely did in the beginning. But now I've kind of got to the point where I just don't give a fuck. You know, you get to that point in life, it's good. You know, you just kind of control what you can. You try not to let too many people get in your ear with their ideas, because like other people's ideas are just fucking, you know, it's like, it's the same shit. You hear the same shit. Same with the job site. There's always a guy on the job site that thinks that he knows fucking everything better than everybody else. And maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But it's just like, listen, you're making an hourly wage like the rest of us. Let's not make it difficult for those around you, okay? Shut the fuck up. Let's get the job done so we can go drink beer earlier than we usually do. How does that sound? That sounds way better than, you know, you drumming up a fucking plan here, you know? Quit trying to be a company man. Let's be more of like a, let's get this job done and have a couple cold frosty ones in our hand kind of guy. We don't need you thinking. We don't want you to think. We don't pay you to think. Okay. We're all sniffing chemicals around here just to get through the day. You know, we're all strung the fuck out from the weekend. We don't need new planning. We don't need that. We need more hate experts. That's what bothers me about the Canadian Anti-Hate Network, you know, is they claim that they're hate experts, but they're anti-hate. But what is it? You know, you want some true hatred in there. That's what you need. You need somebody who is like actually about that life, you know, like get some old truly racist. And I'm not talking like fucking this guy throws an off the cuff joke to the clerk at a fast gas every now and then that could be deemed like, oh, that's right. That's not racist. That's just like, you know, bad timing of a joke. That's all that is. And we like to just clutch our pearls at any moment we can here in Canada about racism. And our racism compared to the States is like, it's minor league stuff, you know? It's minor league stuff. If there's Nazis in Canada, they're doing a horrible fucking job. I'll say that. They're doing a bad job. If not the worst out of all the parties. If there's like a National Socialist Party in Canada, they aren't doing very well. I haven't seen any of them marching around. Christ almighty. I barely see their flags anywhere, you know? Like all those idiots on the bridge down in Florida. Like if you watched the episode last week, that's what we're talking about right there, is like all those idiots. That's what we were getting to. Those idiots down in Florida, 30 of them on a bridge waving a Nazi flag on a Sunday, you know, least amount of traffic, least amount of, eyeballs on the movement, not really making strides here. And then they're out in industrial, commercial building parking lots, waving the flags even more, and they get like 7 people passing them, and they're like, look at these fucking idiots. What are these morons up to, you know? So, like, if there's going to be a hate expert, I think that they really got to find somebody who really understands it and let this guy write some blogs. That's all the news is these days. It's just blogs. Let these guys get their thoughts out and see what hate really looks like. That's entertaining. You want the clicks? There you go. I just gave it to you. Instead, it's trying to like posture of like how you're a great person. You know, we should be allowed to. We're trying to keep the children safe too by having the drag queens talk to them. You know, we hear this and then like too many instances where like 7 months down the road, one of them gets popped for having child pornography on an iPhone 6. You know. It's like, well, that didn't work out so shit hot. You're trying to educate the children. Is that so? And I'm not saying all of them are like that. But it's getting ridiculous out there. It's getting ridiculous out there. We need some true hate experts, not like these phonies that are sitting around trying to pretend like they know hate. They don't know hate. Maybe they do because they're using hate to be like, we're anti-hate, but at the same time, it's not even like true hate. It's just kind of, it's like having that one family member that wants everybody to like them. So they just make up horse shit all the time. They're constantly lying and trying to cover up their tracks as if they're the best person in the room at all times. I got some family members like that, and they're just insufferable. Nobody wants to be around them. You know, the last thing you want to hear at Thanksgiving dinner is like, why is Grandpa's racist? Grandpa's racist because he fought in the war. And he thinks that brown people shouldn't be driving semi-trucks, even though, you know, I think we're fucking... Well, it's a story for another day. You know what I mean? But the last thing we need is 12-year-olds with TikTok accounts recording grandpa saying something a little off color. You know, the 60s were a little different, okay? Put the phone away. Shut up. He's going to die at any moment. Do you think he gives a shit what's going on the internet? Of course we know grandpa's racist, but he's not like a hate. He just says racist shit. There's something with the older generation that this new generation just certainly doesn't understand. They attribute all these kind of harsh words to an intense amount of hate. And meanwhile, like these old guys are the ones that are still like pulling over if they see somebody with a flat tire, and they'll disregard the race because it's like helping out a fellow human being. It's funny because like the people that you think should be the most racist are also the most like they're more keen to help out a fellow human being in need, you know? Because they say some off-color shit every now and then, it totally is. That's their character, and that's what they're about. Because they like needling and poking people and getting a rise out of them. They get a fucking. It is funny because that's where we're sitting at right now, which is kind of funny that I'm totally tailing off here, but it is funny because when you get an intense reaction to the words that you say, you get that more from like a left-leaning person. So when you say something wild and you get to have a laugh and they're like, what did you just call me, ma'am? That's hilarious. That's what makes it funny. So like when you do those types of things, you get to have the laugh because you get the upper hand in the conversation in this like battle of like who's right and who's wrong. That's disregarded on the guy that just wants to see you overreact. You know, I'm just going to say wild shit so I can piss you off and have a laugh about it later. And then that person's going to go to the extent of like, this person, I got to write a blog about them. I got to make a TikTok, you know? So that's what makes it more fun. It's more fun to make fun of left-leaning or liberals or whatever you want to, like these social justice warriors, because you get an intense reaction. You know, that's what you want. That's comedy, baby. It's subjective. And to think that you're a racist because you just want to get a rise out of somebody, sure, I'll take it. I'll take the label. Hammer me with a label. Does it sell tickets? Does it sell tickets? That's what I need to know. Does it sell tickets if I go out in the streets, wave a Nazi flag while having my junk out reading Dr. Seuss to a group of toddlers? What's going to sell the tickets? I need to know what is going to sell out a fucking theater. Daddy needs to get paid. The world is crumbling around me. I got to make investments. You know what I mean? I missed the fucking whole Bitcoin bubble. It's bursted. You know, there's no money to be made in that. The NFTs, I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know about buying digital pictures of monkeys. I wasn't quite sure about that. I'm too stupid to understand NFTs. I'm not about to go down that lane. But what I do know is if I say the N-word downtown in a public square, will somebody record me, put it on the internet, and will it sell some goddamn tickets? You know what I mean? We're trying to level up around here. That's what we're trying to do. We can't be bumblefucking around doing bar shows forever. You know, we're trying to be a comic around here. We're trying to level up around here. And you want, you know, like what's it going to take? Do I got to have these hate experts come in and do a little analyzation of what's going on at the Danger Cats comedy, for fuck's sakes? What do I got to do? Get me on their radar. It seems to make some fucking goddamn money. And that's what we're all about around here, right? Getting cash, eating ass. That's the slogan. That's the fucking slogan for the bros. That's what we're about. Heavy metal, heavy women, heavy drinking, right? We graduated. Now it's getting cash, eating ass. What's it going to be? Come on, Anti-Hate Network. Give me a fucking article. We're trying to do theaters. You can only go so far in Canadian comedy. We're trying to break into America. Give me the fucking article, you losers. Which one of you green-haired fat bitches is going to give it to me? This is me on the mic right now. Like, we're going wrestling. This is me in the middle of the ring. Like, you know when you always get like a little solo performance and they're hot on the mic and they're calling guys out, who in the back wants a taste of the champ? Which one of you idiots wants to come out here and give me a night there I can wrestle at my peak performance? And that's what I'm doing. And we want to get some sparring, some ping pong going here. You took your shot at Diagolon. Take your shot at Danger Cats comedy. What do you got for me? I'm calling you out. Bring it to me. Sink this ship. Either we sink or swim off of it. Maybe that'll work. Maybe it won't. But one thing that didn't work, this is fun. You know, we'll get into this. We gotta start getting into like some fun shit around here again. You know, we were getting too, like I said, we were getting a little too political at times, and that's fun and that's okay. We got to talk about these types of things because it's hilarious. But one thing's for sure is so here's a little moment caught on a body camera of a cop. Moment, drunk stripper tries seducing cop, dares him to tase her because it's kinky, you know? And we're going to go through this video because I think it's the performance of a lifetime right here. And you know what? First off, let's start with this. One of North American pastime that has been ruined and taken away from us, like drunk driving. I don't know. You've probably, let's be honest, this audience, at least 87% of this audience has had a few cocktails and got behind the wheel. And what is it? A good time. I'm not saying that it's not right. I'm not saying that. A law got put into place, you know, they're like, hey, you guys should stop that. Back in the day, vehicles, like, what do they go, 10 fucking kilometers an hour? Tough to put that fucker in the ditch, you know, just putzing along. It's like now you can just be hammered on a Lime scooter. That's the equivalent of drunk driving back in the day. So we do get a little flavor of it, you know, you get a little teaser, but to hop behind the wheel of a fucking Kia Sorento after 18 margaritas, they're kind of, you know, they get up in arms about that. You know, what? People can't have a good time? I will say, driving drunk during the daytime, that's about as white trash as you can get. That's like, hey, we're just trying to get through the day here. You know, that's a statement. Driving drunk in the daytime, you got to do that at nighttime. It's a little more riskier at nighttime because, you know, that's at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's when you're kind of expecting it. It looks like it's about noon in this video. But this young lady pulls all stops. And you know what? I don't blame her.
Get on me like that.
26 headquarters is a female. All right, step out.
A white
Step
female.
out. Get your leg in the car.
Listen, handsome man.
Get your leg in the car.
You feel some type of way because my leg ain't in the car?
Get your foot in the car. Just stop.
Can I take it off?
No, leave it on.
Am.
Leave it on. Grace, just stop.
You want to taste me?
No.
Do it.
Stay in the blue box.
It. I like it kinky.
Stay in the blue box, Grace.
Don't.
This is this cop is like every guy that had their wife come home after a ladies' night and then they get a little drunk and horny and it's like, can you stop? Like, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, you're already asleep, you got the kids to bed, and she comes in like a monster, you know? The pussy's throbbing. She was out and about, got hit on a few times, so her confidence is through the roof. You know, a couple of guys took a swipe at her, but she recognizes what's real and what's not. You know, we're not about to fuck this whole marriage up because some frat boy wanted to shove his little cock in her in some dorm room, you know? But it's good because it puts the confidence back in the woman and she comes back home. You know, I'm all for it. We got to have a little bit of that. You got to have a little bit of understanding. Sometimes it's good. Most dudes, like when you got a good lady and she's out, she's getting hit on. She's like, no, I got a boyfriend or I got a husband. Fuck off, you loser. Look at you. You're drooling drunk in a dive bar, okay? You're drooling drunk in a dive bar trying to hit on a group of women and look at you. You're 5'6". And you're wearing your pants around your ass and you're over 32 years old. What the hell is wrong with you? Pull your pants up for one. Quit talking like a black guy. You're not a white rapper. It's over. The dream is done. Shit, what's up, shouty? You imagine a white guy coming up to you and saying some shit like that? What's up, shouty? You want to punch him in the head. Knock that off. Speak English. You're not cool. That's the problem. We got too many white rappers. Way too many white rappers, and it's putting false confidence in a lot of these crackers out there. Don't step on my Jordans. Or what are you going to do? Okay? Put on a pair of Red Wings and go fucking work in some trade and you can straighten out that dumb accent. You know? Nobody finds any... Like, when you see white guys with glasses on and a backwards hat to the side, you know, I get it. I'm wearing a backwards hat on this podcast. I get it. Bit of my style. And I recognize that it's gay. I know it's gay. I'm not sitting here trying to be cool. I'm not cool. Okay? I don't make fashion statements. I'm not out here trying to fucking, you know, inspire the youth to take some risks with their clothing options. It's hoodies and jeans. And half my fucking t-shirts are over 3 years old because I refuse to go shopping. And any new ones that come in are like, I just so happen to be in the mall with the old lady and I see like, oh shit, they got Undertaker t-shirts on sale. Oh, you know, I'm in like Hot Topic looking at, oh, we got some Iron Maiden shirts. 3 for 40, 3 shirts for $40. I'll take a Megadeth. Throw me down for that Black Sabbath t-shirt where Ozzy's like biting the head off a bat. That's an iconic moment in music history. It's dumb shit like that. All my shit is like graphic tees. I dress like a fucking 20-year-old who just moved out of the house, you know? that's still inspired by professional wrestling and music from the 90s. It's sad. Fashion's gay, anyways, you know? T-shirts and jeans. It should be nothing past that. As a dude, you know, nothing past that. I know we're tailing off, and we got this young lady back here being like, "Tase me, it's kinky. Tase me, it's kinky." This is like, imagine that. You know what? A few fucking asshole cops really ruined it for everybody, all the rest of them. Because, right, quite honestly, if the body cam wasn't on these cops, he could be getting his dick sucked right now, and she'd be on her merry little way and go back out to driving drunk, and somebody else could deal with the problem. You know? Back in the day, see, a few asshole cops just had to fucking beat up some black guys. And now that ruined it for this guy who could tase this little stripper right here and fuck her in the ass in a jail cell. But no. We got to be in a constant surveillance state. This ruined it for everybody. Isn't that bad? How horrible is that? And I know, so you condone sexual assault? More than I do drunk driving, I guess. I don't know. She's offering it. She said it. Just because you had a few drinks? Because you had a few drinks, and then all of a sudden you threw up the idea of like, tase me. So if this little demon came home and you know what, like, say you got a taser at home and the wife comes home with you want to know what I'd really like right now? For you to tase me and fuck me doggy style. You going to say no to that? Are you going to say no to a good time? And especially if she, before leaving out for her girls' night, gave you a list of shit to do, like, you got to do the dishes, you got to wash the sink, you got to, like there's always a list. But when I come back, the dishes better be done or fucking something. Then you better sweep up that mess. You better clean up the blankets, make sure the kids are in bed. And she comes home ravenous and drunk and is like, you know what I want you to do? I want you to tase me and you're going to take that opportunity. Fuck, you might even hold that and feel her fucking really. Plus, I bet you the pussy tightens up. I bet you. There's probably something going on there. I bet you the pussy tightens up and it's like, oh my God, it feels like we're dating when we're teens again.
Stay in the blue box. Step back. Just stay in that blue box.
No.
Look.
No.
Yes.
You don't want me here. You don't want me here. Stop trying to rape me.
Get in the car.
Don't put me in the car.
Grace.
Don't put me in the car. I want to.
See, it got shut down. You're trying to rape me. 2 minutes ago, it's like, tase me, it's kinky. Oh, poor girl got shut down. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, Jesus Christ. But isn't it funny? You know? If we didn't have body cam footage, though, we don't get to review this. That's the nice thing. But, over time, you get this body cam that's out there, and it's got to monitor every goddamn move that these guys do. And then you get a little treat every now and then. Be like, listen, I'll blow you if you let me off this drunk driving ticket. And you're like, you know what? The old lady hasn't sucked me off in a good 7 to 8 months. I all of a sudden forget what it feels like. I forget what that feels like, and the images still exist in my brain, and I try to manufacture them by using lotions or oils or lube that we were supposed to use to do anal the one night. And now I'm sitting here pondering to myself on whether or not I should let this drunk woman suck me off so I can let her off a drunk driving fucking charge. And you know what? I can't fault a man for being a man. I can't fault a man for being a man in that situation. What would you do? What would you do? We see all these, like, now all the news articles are out, right? It's always a witch hunt on these, like, sex addicts from back in the day. Russell Brand's getting hit, and you're like, I'd risk it. Why not? Fuck it. Who cares? Probably sell more tickets, right? Sell more tickets. Put me in the headlines. We'll go sell some tickets. What do you mean? This is bad. What do you mean this is bad? Some drunk lady wanted to suck me off. And I just decided not to do my job that day. You know what? If my marriage had a little bit more of an active sex life, we wouldn't be in this predicament, would we? Would we? We wouldn't be in this predicament. We wouldn't be in it at all. But no. Cheryl doesn't want to fucking gobble on my knob. So I had to resort to this drunk stripper that, had a few cocktails before hopping behind the wheel. And here we sit today with a little bit of a scandal. It's like that cop. Remember that cop that was gangbanging the whole squad? It's like, yeah, fuck it. Why not? Why not? We got too many rules. The rule book just keeps stacking up. We got too many fucking rules. Oh, you can't fuck on the job? What do you mean you can't fuck on the job? Well, you're in a position of authority. You're supposed to fuck the authority. So every decision has to be like, I got to be morally in the game all the time, you know? That's it. That's what you ladies don't understand is like being a dude sometimes. It's just like, I think about these things now and I feel like, you know, every now and then you get an offer, right? You get an offer. I had one on the weekend. I got one of those offers and it's like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. You know, girl had a few too many cocktails and we're like, yeah, you don't even know. You know that drunk, annoying girl voice? And when you're sober, because I don't do the shows hammered. It wouldn't go well. I'll tell you that. I've seen myself drunk on camera, and once I start drinking, I can't stop. I got a little bit of that. I got that dog in me, you know? I got that dog in me. Once you pop, you don't stop, right? You got to drink till you pass out. That's the only way. That's the name of the game. Is it healthy? No. Is it fun? I think every time I've woken up, it was like with crippling anxiety because I don't know what I did last night. And I know that I'm just awaiting a phone call of like something stupid that I did. And I'm trying to recollect moments. But in that time, while it's taking place, while it's all falling, while the chips are fucking falling down, I think I'm king of the world. But this offer, like, you don't even know what I do to you. And it's like, I recall like moments of drunk, sloppy sex. And like right now it's like not the time, you know. And I know, like, what are you doing? You got to take the pussy when you can get it. I get it. I totally get it. But at that time, you're just like listening to the ramblings of a drunk woman. And you think like, brother, you think a sober woman makes sense? Try listening to a drunk one. Try listening to a drunk one telling you a bunch of horse shit you don't want to hear at that time. And it's like, can you beat it? Can you get out of my face? There is somebody on your level right now with like the same blood alcohol content that is willing and able to make the same mistake that you are right now. And I get it. It seems fun. You have a few drinks. You lower your inhibitions. You want to suck some hog. Whatever it is, you know, you finally got out. The chains are off. No work tomorrow. You want to make some mistakes. You want something to talk about, right? Life's boring. You need something to talk about. You can only talk about work with people for so long before you're like, Jesus Christ, why don't I just shove a gun in my mouth? My life is revolved around this job that I don't. It's like sitting and talking about old rich guys are like that. You ever sat with guys that got money, or they not even that they're investors in company, but they work their way to a position in the company that they make a decent wage, and all they want to talk about is like past jobs, and it's like, God Almighty, this is something else. Boy, did I make a mistake on wanting to talk to you. You know, guys always like, I don't want to talk about work. Tell me a fuck story, you old son of a bitch. What concerts did you see in the 40s, you old bitch? How did you skip the draft? How did you get out of the draft, you old bastard? So while everybody was overseas making sure our freedom stayed intact over here, what were you doing? Hiding in a fruit cellar? What's going on here? Drive me nuts.
I'll flood the car. I'll strip. I'll flood the car. Please don't put me in the car. Please don't put me in the car. No.
See that right there? That right there is what I'm talking about. That's what. Listen to that noise. That right there is like the noise that I think every dude hears when ladies talk. And I say that respectfully, but like, you know, when we're lost in our own thought and you are sitting on the couch and your lady's trying to tell you a story or about something that's happening in the Real Housewives. You know, that's what you hear off to the side. It's just like Charlie Brown's teacher just that's what I hear when somebody's trying to tell me about some chores I need to do. You know what I mean? Like that's what every dude and we don't want to say that. You don't want to say that out loud because that starts a fight and you don't want to fight anymore. But that's what you hear. And then you just blindly agree. It's like when plans start arising, you know? That's when the plans start arising. That's the noise that you hear. That's talking about plans. I don't want to talk about plans. Jeez Louise. Why would anybody want to talk about plans right now? We don't want that. Disgusting. This is we're going to move on to our next one. I know, bad radio right there. You're having a laugh. Women don't just prefer funny men. They also think they're more intelligent and earn more, study finds. See, this is like, why are we doing studies on these ladies? Why are we doing that? Huh? What is going on here? Men, oh my God. One day. Men really can laugh women into bed with a good sense of humor, making men seem more intelligent and more likely to be big earners. A study recruited 162 women for a speed dating style experiment where they were shown photographs of 6 men. Each man was said to have provided a statement as an icebreaker, which was a funny joke, an unfunny joke, or a bland statement about their favorite color or pizza. Okay. The men were all similar looking, having been chosen because women rated them as averagely attractive. But when women thought the man in the photograph had made a funny joke, they were significantly more likely to say that they would give him their phone number. See, this is why, ladies, you got to stay out of comedy. First off, no woman has joked the pants off a man. That's one thing that the ladies got to start understanding here. Is like there has not been a woman that has joked the pants off a man. It's very simple for you guys. See, we got to really rely. Your friends that aren't getting laid, right, aren't the ones aren't the ones with a personality. They're the ones that don't have. I'm sure I said that wrong, and it came out exactly how I did not intend it to. Jesus Christ, this podcast is falling apart day by day. We're getting there. We're working really hard on this pod. We're trying to get there. We're trying to get to a level where people can respect this podcast, you know, where you tune in, because you might hear some groundbreaking news. You might hear some shit that you've never heard before. But what I'm saying here is, like, no lady has joked the pants off a man, you know? Nobody, sure, humor might help. It might help further the conversation down the road and maybe possibly, but always the funny women are always chubby women. The funniest women are chubby women. And somewhere down the line, once these doctors are like, once we started like kind of letting them say whatever, then all of a sudden it turned into this, like, fat people are healthy. That's when the tide turned, and it wasn't like chubby ladies, you know, thick ladies, you know, heavy women, if you will, stopped becoming funny and started turning to almost like social justice work, as if they're making a statement on why their obesity is somehow healthy. But meanwhile, they're dropping dead with heart disease at 38. And they're like, well, listen, she was a very healthy individual. We don't know where this came from. And it's like, well, come on. We can't be serious. But like, hot women don't have to be funny. They don't have to be anything. The hotter you are, the less personality you need. You can just walk through life on looks. And that's how it should be. You know, that's how it should be. If you're handsome, life should be easy. Look at me, for fuck's sakes. I'm really relying on a personality here, and it ain't a great one. I'm not fucking, like I've said numerous times on this podcast, I'm not hitting home runs, okay? Barely getting on base these days. And there's no need to. You know, I'm 32. I can't be looking at young pussy being like, yeah, look at this. Look at this. You know, I'm not nightclubs oogling over the young ladies of tomorrow. You know, it ain't a good look. You can take a glance if you're in like a public area during the day and one of them's walking and they got the tits out, right? And it's a gamble. You're a gambler in that moment because you don't know the age. You take a look, it could be, you know, and that's the problem is like some of them are out here rolling around dressed like fucking slobs. He's got pajama pants on and a tank top with double D's spilling out of them. And you're like, Jesus Christ, what's going on here? Then you notice like a backpack or a Hello Kitty little small backpack and be like, that is a young girl. Oh my God. But meanwhile, could be 24. You don't know anymore. Back in the day, you could tell. It was like the immaturity that existed in high schools and how bad young ladies did their makeup, right? You could tell right away and be like, now we got tutorials on how to contour your face to look like you're 38 when you're 16. It's too much. You're throwing curveball. That's what I mean. Just go and just not have a personality. Let's calm down a little bit. If you're good looking, you're good looking. Some of the makeup tutorials are making fucking 2s look like 10s. The game has changed. You know, it's insane. And we got to go back to like simple things. Like if dudes are funny, oh, we think that he makes more money. No. You see, this is why you can't study women. Because this is where you end up fucking, oh, he's funny, he must make a lot of money. No. He just understands the game. He knows where he sits in the pecking order. It just said averagely attractive. Okay. So what do you got to do? What do you have to do? You have to develop a personality, right? Your friend that is like a 5 that doesn't have a personality, he doesn't get laid. Your friend that's a 5 and has one and can make women laugh and maybe it doesn't matter what it is. He's just boisterous, can make a joke, self-deprecating, gets the ladies giggling, make sure they have a good time. He's probably pulling not bad, you know? He's not pulling 10s. He's not pulling 9s, but he's pulling. He's doing all right out there, and that's okay. You know, why are we sitting back and judging a man on whether or not he's getting laid and what he's getting laid with? It should be, we gotta band together, brothers. We got to get back to where, you know, where if you did take down the big girl, you're like, nice, at least one of us got something last night, you know? It's like if we were back in hunter-gatherer times, that would be like, hey, you got yourself a meal. Good for you. Good for you. Oh, reliable. But to think, like, what are we doing, ladies? Oh, yeah, if he's funny, he's definitely got a job. No, he just figured out how to get laid. You know, some guys are capable of that. Some guys understand that if I go out and I take some swipes at the plate, I got 15 seconds to make this lady laugh, or I got some serious work to do. And if you have something that can make it, just let me, what was the one thing that they said? It was something about pizza toppings. Each man was said to have provided a statement as an icebreaker, which was a funny joke, an unfunny joke, or a bland statement about their favorite color or pizza. Hi, my name's Jake, and I'm really a fan of pepperoni bacon pizza. Oh, wow. Wow. This is something you could have kept under your, I know it's a study as well. And like, we're trying to figure out like, holy shit. Okay, this is good. Sadly for men not blessed with killer wit, unfunny men were no more likely to get a woman's phone number than those who made no attempt at humor, the study found. A follow-up experiment showed why funny men may get the girl. When 81, Oh, when 81 women were asked to judge photographs of 8 men, half of whom had made a funny joke, while half had made an unfunny joke, they typically rated the funny men as more intelligent. They also rated them as having higher earning potential than unfunny men. Dr. Mitch Brown, who led the study from the University of Arkansas, said funny men may appear more competent to women, as shown by them perceiving them to be more intelligent in their study. Okay. If women believed that to be the case, they might believe men will do better in their careers. Know more people, know how to play the game, and earn more money. It's called a blue collar guy. You know, most guys out in the trades, you know, they're a funny little, they have like funny little banter. They have a funny little way about life. You know, you got to be a little self-deprecating. You got to be able to punch yourself in the gut sometimes. And are we doing all right? No, we're doing horrible out here. We're not having a good time all the time, but you got to make the best of what you got, right, gentlemen? You got to wake up, put your fucking Red Wings on, and go take on the day. I'm seeing too many TikToks of guys being like, oh, I'm so depressed. You know what? We're all depressed inside. It's not a fucking happy world out there. We're not making the money we want to be making. Not all of us are sitting on a boat fishing every fucking day. You know, not every single one of us get the opportunity to go out and just buy classic cars. That's the way it goes. We don't get to do the dude shit that we want to do. We got to go and put effort and labor into this job that, you know, we pretend to like. We like here's the thing about dudes that played sports that got into the trades is like you're still in like a team-based fucking, you know, you still get to hang out with the guys all day. You're with a group of dudes. That's fun. And then when you throw a lady in there, it just kind of throws the dynamic off a little bit, you know, unless they can handle it. But then when you throw pussy in the mix, it's like we get confused on whether or not we want to be friends with it or fuck it, right? We want to do both, but we can't do both because that just like put some conflict inside the relationship between the two, you know? And especially when you put a good looking woman in the trades, then it just like really fucking like, oh my God, why does this have to be here? I got to look at like good looking pussy that shares the same. Just let the guys do the fucking labor jobs, for God's sakes. We get it. Feminism, you won. You know what? Equality is there, but go away. Leave us alone. Let us just enjoy some time together, you know? Every goddamn day, we got to hear about this, go bonking on the head of like fucking, look how great we are. Look how fucking women can do this too. We don't need to hear it. Let the guys just be guys to get with as guys in a group of guys, just having fun, having laughs, you know? It's too difficult out here. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, folks. Can't we just enjoy a few things? Do we get a few things left? No, of course we don't. But then you get shit like this. This right here. If you're good looking, coast on life. Let your personality take you to places that, you know, or let your looks, not your personality. What the fuck am I saying? You know, look at how many fucking hot women have careers on TikTok that should, you know, yes. That's a perfect example of some idiot just sitting there popping popcorn with a fucking hair straightener, just reacting to tips on there. That's what you get. Good looking. Porn leaks. Her profile goes up. There's her sucking dick in the back of a fucking, you know, Honda Civic, for fuck's sakes. Riding some cock. That leaks. Her name goes fucking even further up the chart. She's making like $7,000 a day going, yes. You know what I'm talking about. The fucking NPC idiots. And then guess what? People fall in line and they follow suit and they're like, oh boy, she's making that much money. I can do that too. I'm just as good looking as she is. And then we create the culture. You know, that's why OnlyFans exists, because you don't need a person. Take a picture of your tits, sell it for $9.99 a month. We don't need you talking about fucking problems that exist. You're too good looking. And I know, well, women can have brains too. Why use them? Don't be stupid. This is why men have to be funny. We got to laugh. We got to make you laugh. We got to make you laugh. We got to work on ourselves to get to the point. Okay, I got a good enough joke. It's got a fucking 60% close rate where I can get to a phone number at least. I might not be able to sniff your asshole at the end of this night, but I might be in a week or two of getting you on a date and I get you alone and I can talk and we can make jokes. You can see that I'm not as big of a loser as I was in the club as I'm dancing around trying to get your attention. I'm peacocking a little bit, trying to get you to look my way just so I can say my stupid little line and pray to God you laugh so that way I can get your number. And then the work begins. Rely on your looks. If you're good looking, shut the fuck up, let them study you, and we can all fucking, we can all learn the thing that we already knew. We were already there. We already knew this. Funny guys get laid more. And now they seem to think that we make more money. I just put myself in the fucking category of funny guys. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Come to a show and find out. This fucking TV is about to get smashed if it fucking blinks at me one more goddamn time. I'm telling you, it's falling apart around here. Day by day. Day by day, I'm getting closer to the edge. I'm jumping off a cliff. I'm going to swan dive like that Pakistani dive team into the sand. You remember that video? Classic. No water in the desert, so we got to fucking practice our dives in the sand. And then, anyways. But that's what I'm saying, folks. And then we have other issues that exist too. We'll end on this. We're going to end. It's going to start playing, isn't it?
We're going to the biggest red pill.
The biggest red pill? We love red pill stuff around here. I'm the biggest red pill guy. Can you fuck off already? Here we go. The biggest red pill. This is a fun one.
One of the biggest red pill about women being on birth control, they make massively different mate choices. They did a study where they took a bunch of guys and made them not wear any cologne, deodorant, anything like that for like a week. And then they gave them all plain cotton white t-shirts and made them run on a treadmill for an hour and sweat into those t-shirts. They took those t-shirts, put them in a plastic bag, then they gave those t-shirts to a random selection of women and asked those women to rate the smell of the t-shirts on level of attractiveness. Guess what the results were? The ones that they rated the most attractive were the men that had the greatest difference in their immune system profile. If me and this woman have two very different immune systems, if we have a kid together, that kid is going to be protected against a lot of different diseases than if we had similar immune system profile. Here's the next massive red pill from that study. The outliers in that study were women who were on birth control. Women on birth control mate selected. It was either randomly or deliberately against their own reproductive success. If a woman's on birth control, she is mate selecting totally different to when she's natural. Why do you think the divorce rate is so goddamn high? Two people get together.
This is where it gets interesting. The divorce rate. Why do you think that the divorce rate is so high? I know I'm pausing it right when we're supposed to get juicy, but that's hilarious. It's funny that all the pharmaceuticals and shit, this is the kind of stuff that we need to talk about instead of why women are whores, why are women a whores? Because they're dumb, okay? Let's be honest. If we were given the option, gentlemen, if we were given the option on if dong pics were worth anything, I would be selling hog shots all fucking day, but I don't got a piece worth showing, I don't got a piece that, if the tides turn, that's how valuable the sniz is, and we forget that at times, we forget that a lot that they are in the driver's seat already, but then you got feminism trying to tell you that doing porn in a park is the answer. That's how we fight the patriarchy, even though this website's owned by a dude and he's making a fuck ton of money off of idiots, Somehow you're a girl boss by being a part of essentially a multi-level marketing scheme. In a way, is you're selling a product, and then if you sign up more people to this product, you get paid more, or I think you get a percentage. I don't know how it all works, but it's basically multi-level marketing for porn stars. And we got these idiots. It started as Mary Kate products, remember that? Or you're selling Tupperware. There was always an idiot in the neighborhood that had something. I was a part of two of these, and it's very cultish. It's very weird. But anyways, onward.
She's on birth control and she likes it. They decide we're going to have a kid together. She gets off birth control, gets pregnant, is this guy is a piece of, I don't like him. And then she divorces his ass. Because that is literally what happens biologically.
Isn't that crazy? I just thought that was interesting. Is that, just when you thought that the chemicals in their brain were already too much, they go and they add a little in there. And then on top of it, why I'm funny guys there's a lot going on in this episode today, you know? We covered some goddamn ground. The birth control thing had me. Like, that one was one of those ones where I was like watching this and I was like, that makes total fucking sense. How did we get here? How did we get here? It is just a goddamn mess out there. You know, we're the furthest away from our natural selves as we've ever been. Everybody's got crippling anxiety in North America. We're over the obese somehow think they're healthy. You got dudes thinking they're chicks and chicks thinking they're dudes. I seen one where there's this little guy, this woman thinks she's a man and then tries to stand up to like a fucking man. And here's the problem is men who have been in a fight understand the violence that some of us possess and that it can get quite dangerous, and your words and how you use them and what you say in some scenarios could get your ass kicked. So that should be like the initiation for trans dudes. It's like, you got to get the shit kicked out of you so you understand what your fellow males possess. Because if you want to be a man, you can't just be jumping back and forth as soon as like it's convenient. If you're going to be a guy, you got to be a guy. It's almost like cop training, you know? Maybe that's my next move is for women that want to become men, we're going to take you and put you through the process, you know? And it'll be similar to like cop training, military training. We're going to have to like, you're going to have to go through women rejecting you. And like, it's not like the women that are transitioning to men are like these big burly individuals that you like look at. So when they do these, the one video made me laugh. It's like, women cross the street from me. And it's like, yeah, well, not for the reasons you think. Okay. You got the short guy thing going on. And anybody that hangs around short guys, right? We know how they act. Wildly confident when they shouldn't be. And always really trying to like, you know, it's like the funny guy thing. The funny guy gets laid. So the short guy's got to be extra. You got to do extra because you're already in a deficit by your height. Your height is working against you. Your boys are constantly making fun of you. And women know that short guys are usually annoying, you know. Sometimes they're fun, but short guys, little guys are quite annoying. They got to have an odd personality of like false confidence. It seems like, you know, there's like false confidence that they always have, and they're trying to portray themselves as something that they're actually not. So it makes them double annoying because you're already like, get out of here, you goblin. And then when they speak, you're like, Jesus Christ, 2 strikes. What's going to be the third? And then this trans dude's like, women cross the street from you. It's because women don't want to deal with you because they've dealt with short guys long enough that they know that they are going to annoy the shit out of them. Hey, baby, how's it going? You know, trying to be swagged out. And all these trans dudes look like failed white rappers. I don't know what it is with that. They all look like they have a SoundCloud account and they've been doing mumble rap for a minute, you know? All of them have that. They all have the same look and like they're about to, on a first date, present you like a polyamorous relationship and be like, listen, babe, I love you, but like we're going to need to like bring more in. So that's like the problem. That's why I think that I need to be designated into a position where I can take these gentlemen, these newly acquired gentlemen, and give them the rundown of like what it's like to truly have a dick. I know you just got one and you like to think that you know because you dealt with men in the past and now you think that you've dealt with enough that you know what it's like, but you don't have a fucking clue. And secondly, if you want to get all fucking up and in the chest and shit like that, thinking you're tough, you better, then we're going to throw you in a locked room and you better learn how to fight real quick. And like, we're going to stack the odds against you. Like, we're going to have somebody with just enough training that they can lay a licking on them, right? Just a beat down. We're all going to sit back and watch all the instructors get a laugh. You're going to have to, you know, you're going to have to go through like little things of like accidentally hitting your nail or hitting your thumb with a hammer when you're trying to nail something. shit like that. And then like how you react. If you cry, you're going back to womanhood. If you're like, for fuck's sake, God damn it, that fucking bitch back in the house telling me about, like, you know, like you hit your, has nothing, you start bitching about what you really want to bitch about. If you fucking, you know, if you fucking hit your thumb with a hammer and you immediately think that tears is the way out of this, back to womanhood you go, sorry, this isn't for you, you know? It's like a job interview. That's what we got to do. Instead of this silliness of just being like, I'm a guy today. I'm like, no, you're not. Come over here. And then I fucking whack, hit your thumb and you're like, if your initial reaction is that, back to womanhood. But if you're like, for God's sakes, that son of a bitch won't give me a fucking raise. I hate this motherfucker. I'm going to fuck him up. You know, like you go to somewhere where it shouldn't even be. It's like not even about the thumb. It's about somebody else and your anger towards that individual. Welcome to manhood. Welcome to manhood. And every guy that listens to this knows exactly what I'm talking about. You stub your toe and you're like, that son of a bitch fucking didn't. I tell you what, tell me, you want to fucking tell me to shorten up my lunch break? Suck my fucking dick. I put fucking 8 hours of overtime in this week and you only paid me for 6, you fucking piece of shit, you know? Fucking shorten my fucking lunch hour. Take my fucking garbage out. Fucking, what'd you do all fucking day, you know? Start giving it to fucking somebody that doesn't deserve it in that moment. That's what you do. That's what you do as a guy. I'm doing something different this episode because I fucked up last week. So I assume that because the episode didn't drop on Thursday and it was dropped yesterday, that people are being caught up and then blah, 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 blah. We're getting more hate mail, right? And I say like, hey, if you do the voice recording, so we didn't get any hate mail this week, and totally understandable because I fucked up. That was my fault and I apologize. But what I do, we're going to end the show with something fun, something to laugh with one another. But yes, hate mail, unclehack@dangercats.tv. If you do a voice recording on your phone and you email that to me, I can play it on here, and that would be fun. That would be fun to hear the voices. You can write in as well, but if you record something on your phone, your little voice recorder, and email it to me, that would work as well. As soon as you record it, there is a button on the side to like send it, and you can say whatever the hell you want. I don't care. Remember, we don't care on this show. We don't give a shit on this show, okay? Do as you please. If you have hate and you want to send it in, send it in. You can send it in anonymously. You can send it in with your name, a pseudonym. We don't give a shit. But I think it would be fun to have some voice recordings on the show. And if you want to record yourself talking some shit, talking to me, talking some shit to me, talking shit to your boss, or maybe you got something happy you want to say. It doesn't necessarily need to be hate mail, even though we do like it. And we're trying to erode the world of hate by allowing you to express yourself on a podcast that is renownedly, probably the world's largest podcast on the planet. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, and when I say that, I mean like in the subculture of like brain dead knuckle draggers that enjoy doing labor. That's what, work that requires you trading your body for an hourly wage. That's where it's the world's large. All right. Anyways, you get what I'm trying to say. Let's end this with a fun little video here. You know what's the best thing on the world?
Where you going?
The best thing in the world is kids swearing. So we're going to end this. I have a minute-long video of kids saying cuss words. Now, as an uncle, I want to state this. As an uncle, very, very, very entertaining when you hear little kids say cuss words. I don't have kids, and I imagine it's even funny to parents, but boy, oh boy, I stumbled across this little beauty last night, and watching these kids cuss was so good.
Take a shit.
Don't fuck around. He just fuck around all the time.
Don't what?
This is either dead fish or strawberry banana.
What the fuck?
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Perfect.
Say perfect.
Perfect.
Say perfect.
Fuck it. Shut up, little dumbass.
There you have it, folks. That's how we're ending the show today. All he does is fuck around all day. I feel like that's somebody that was directed at me, that little bastard. Anyways, that's a fun way to end this show today, talking about societal problems and how dumb women are, because I'm a red pill podcaster now. That's what we're doing around here. We're trying to ignite the youth to hate the women so that way we can reset this all, you know? We got to bring back masculinity and talking down to women and bring back the patriarchy. That's what we got to do, because we got trash movies, trash entertainment, everything fucking is feminist that, feminist this, trans that, gay rights, who cares? We need to bring back male oppression, you know, female, or I guess it'd be male-induced oppression. That's what we should be doing. Keep your sticks on the ice out there, folks. It's coming back in a hard swing, as I seen like a video of some young guys being like, women are stupid. And they're like, yep, you get it. You're in. You're a dude. Welcome to the club. All right. Good night, everybody. Enjoy yourself out there.